Thank you guys for playing tonight.
Thanks for having us, Jackie.
No problem. Oh, my pleasure. Yeah. Well, do you mind introducing the band?
Sure. This is Jacob on guitar.
You.
It's Kira on bass.
The matching
Colin on
twins.
drums. And my name's John.
Thanks. Thank you, everybody. So, the big question that I have, how did you get the name for the band?
It's actually from a really bad translation of a Salvador Dali painting. Right. I was at my my now wife's grandfather's house, and he had this book on Salvador Dali from the 50s or 60s. And I know enough French to know that like the words were wrong, and I just sort of wrote it down, and I thought I was going to write a song named it. And it was one of those things where by the time I started the project, the URL was open.
Oh.
And there were a lot of other bands, so yeah, Virgin the Birds.
There you go. There you go. Does it have birds in it, or is it just like
yeah, it was like birds. It was forming like Mary and birds. It was sort of it was like a cool Salvador Dali painting. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. And you just had a record that just came out back in May?
Yes. Yeah. So we put out the first Virgin the Birds LP came out in April here in the U.S. on my little label, and then in the U.K. on Song by Toad Records, which is based out of Edinburgh, Leith to be specific. Yeah.
What's your label?
It's called Abandoned Love Records.
There you go.
Yeah.
Out of Ballard?
No, North Capitol Hill, but sort of like this.
It's
in a basement.
It's not just live.
It's out of a basement.
Yeah. It's also a basement? Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to another basement, right? And does it feel good to like just play into a show like in a basement, but yet just have a couple of us out here?
It's very nice.
It's not sweaty. No one's like jumping into the
it's
band.
Good stuff. I know.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. I always you guys are dressed up the same here. What's the sunglasses and everything? Originally we were twins with like the sweaters and the shoes and everything like that. Oh no, keep the yeah, there you go. The burgundy shoes, if you could see them, but black and white, of course. But the sunglasses, it made a nice effect and everything. That's cool. How did everyone meet to join?
So I've been doing this project for years, including like other places I've lived before that. And then I met Colin through Bart from the Foghorns, which is also
how I know
wearing
the shirt too.
It's also how I know Maddie. Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
And I'd been playing around sort of solo for a couple of years in Seattle, like these terrible sitting down dude with guitar shows that are painful for most people. But Bart from the Foghorns is like, yeah, I really like your songs. You should record them for real with a real band. Right. And I was like, who should I talk to? He said, you should talk to Colin. So Colin and I have been, sort of doing Virgin the Bird stuff now for, 3 years maybe?
I don't know if it's 3, but something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 or 3 years for sure. He came in to record, and then
I never
Bart
left.
recommended that we do some live stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, how are we going to do that? And I'm like, I'll play drums.
Yeah.
And he didn't let me off afterwards. Yeah.
And then I met these guys. These are all sort of floating around through the name game of other bands, but Jacob and I were actually in a Lou Reed cover band, a very short-lived Lou Reed cover band, and we were the 2 guitar players, and then that's how I met these guys and Kira, and they're in an awesome band called The Crush that are playing January 16th. When are you guys playing?
Yeah. Lo-fi.
January 16th at the Lo-Fi as part of a power pop festival. So these guys are awesome. They're really very helpful and open, helping us out and playing with us tonight. But yeah, check out The Crush.
Most definitely. Well, cool. I like that you're wearing the Foghorn shirt tonight too, just like trying to rep it and everything.
Yeah.
Makes it easy. Like, this is where we met. This is how we met. Yeah. But you're not originally from Seattle, are you?
No, I'm originally from Philadelphia, which is a thinking man's New York. If anyone's ever been there before.
Yeah, exactly.
But I lived in San Francisco for a long time and played in another band in San Francisco for years, and started Virgin the Birds as sort of a solo project for all the songs I brought to the band that weren't really a great fit. And then I lived in Austin for a couple of years. The first Virgin the Birds EP I actually made in Austin with my friends, the Lovely Sparrows. Sean, I don't know if Sean's watching, but I put out a couple of their records, and they were sort of the backup band. And then I moved here and sort of did solo stuff for a while, but really just wrote a bunch of songs.
Yeah. And what brought you out to Seattle?
The weather.
The birds want to go north.
The weather. I have a lot of corduroy and a lot of tweed in my wardrobe.
Gotta use it.
It was really a poor fit for Austin, so.
Well, you came about 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Met Levi Fuller.
Yeah, I knew Levi beforehand. He was like the only person I knew here when I moved up, music-wise, and we had both written. People used to write reviews on the web on these websites for bands. It was awesome, and we both used to write for the site. And I was up here for a little bit over the summer, and I contributed a song to a Ball of Wax thing, and played the show at the Sunset here in Ballard. And then he came through Austin for a wedding, and then he played a show with us in Austin. And then when I moved up, he was like the first call I made. So
The first call.
Levi's
First
the
call, and
guy.
it worked out.
He's the mayor of Seattle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Thank you for coming in tonight, for Plastic Jet and everybody that played
Yeah.
upstairs down here real quick. Moving out, but thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Jackie, and thanks everyone in Plastic Jet. Thanks everyone else who played. Some surprises in Lewis.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yay.
I feel like I was like shadowing